Hi guys, Deb Acker here, back with another video. And the title of today's video is all about how to take control of your life. For those of you guys who are new to this series and new to my videos, I'm an intuitive coach and I work mainly with women to help them to heal their past, heal their childhood patterns, specifically around abandonment and the abandonment that can show up when we have physically and or emotionally unavailable parents. And here's the thing. When you were growing up, if you had some kind of physically and or emotionally unavailable parent, whether it was through a divorce that had happened, through the death of a parent, through addiction that occurred in the household, or even through them just working a lot, you likely in some way felt like you didn't have control of your life. And you may have even felt like you had the short end of the stick, right? You got the short end of the stick. I can definitely relate to that. So then what happens is that naturally sets us up to be a victim in our lives, right? So first and foremost, notice is, we don't tend to think of ourselves as victims. Victim is an interesting word in our world, right? But when life is just happening to you in some way, or when you feel like you don't have full control of your life, one way that can show up, or one way that takes place, is us really, if we don't have control, then we are just a victim to our circumstances, right? And it doesn't have to be a negative word, but recognize that it's a word that's giving you an opportunity to move from being, a victim in some area of your life, and move from that to actually taking responsibility, and then even deeper than that, becoming a powerful creator in your reality, right? So that's first and foremost. Then from there, what you can start to do to start to shift this is, first and foremost, you have to honor the part of you that feels like you got the short end of the stick, right? The part of you that feels like life's not working out for you, the part of you that feels like life's just happening to you, right? Which might look like, taking one of the circumstances that I just mentioned, right? Taking that and, really honoring your feelings around it, which would be as simple as saying, say for instance, like your parents got divorced at a young age and you didn't have a good relationship with one of your parents. You might say something to the fact of like, why weren't you there for me? Why weren't you there for me? And you can see them in front of you if you want. You don't have to, but just starting to honor this, staying focused really on one statement, not getting too lost in the story of it, but just the essence of the story, which is, why weren't you there for me? Or why did you leave me? Or why didn't you care about me? Right? A lot of times it's one of those things. And when we start to honor that voice within us, right? When we start to honor that voice, then all of a sudden that part of us starts to release, because the thing that's holding that part of us in place is us actually not honoring the voice of our inner child, right? The voice of the little girl or little boy that lives inside of us that was upset by the circumstances. So that's step number one. Now, step number two is to start to recognize, okay, if I am if I really do want to take control of my life and control of my reality, how do I begin to create my life and create my world? And one of the things that you can do, right, is just to start to ask yourself this question, right, of how did I create this? So everything that's happening in your life, especially the things that you're like, I wish that didn't happen, right? Everything that's happening in your life, if you started to ask yourself this question of, how did I create this? And even, what is this here to show me? And how is this here to help me to learn and grow? So again, how did I create this? And what is this here to show me? How is this here to help me to learn and grow? And then, let's take the example of, you have a challenge with a friend and you feel like you're being taken advantage of by a friend. The opportunity in that and how it might be helping you to step up and really take control of your life is to show you the parts of yourself that are either not taking responsibility for your own actions. That's one piece of it. And also it gives you the opportunity to speak your truth and really start to say, this is no longer acceptable, right? And the more we say no to the things that we don't want, the more, again, we become the actual creator of our life and the creator of our world. So that is today's video. If you are enjoying this series and you want to get more information and more awarenesses on how, first of all, to heal your abandonment, but also just awarenesses on all the patterns that happen when we struggle with abandonment, right? When we've had some kind of abandonment from physically and or emotionally unavailable parents in our lives, right? So if you're looking for more support on that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you're looking to go deeper in this work, there's a bunch of links below on different ways that I can support you.